This is USVI News, your Virgin Islands connection.
Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us for USVI News. I'm Emily Matson. St. Thomas Carnival Week is in full swing, so carnival action continues all this week with some incredible musicians and bands to look forward to. And this, of course, includes Rock City performing on Sunday. USVI News' Allie Bourne-Vanek catches up with their manager, DJ, and one of the VI's finest, Benny D., who shares more on the upcoming concert.
Speaking of carnival, you and your boys are going to be here.
Yes.
Let's talk about Rock City and all the cool stuff with carnival that's coming up.
Listen, you already know with Rock City, this is going to be their first time in years performing in the Virgin Islands. So this is really going to be special for us. I'm not DJing, I'm management now. So, you know, we got Deli Banger on the decks.
Cool.
So that's going to be pretty nice. But just the idea of having Rock City back in the territory performing for their fans and for the people, you know, where they're from, born and raised, this is really going to be cool for everyone. And then that's going to be Sunday, May 1st. And then before that, Saturday, the 30th, we're going to have the Laugh Your Mask Off comedy show out at the Antilles Gymnasium. We're having comedians like Griff, Imagine, Will Sylvans, Tony Woods,
nice.
Rob Stapleton. So, you know, we're ready to have ourselves a really great time for this carnival week.
Yep.
You know, for the 70th carnival. Remember that.
Right, for the 70th. Look, all I have to say is April has just been lit. There's been so many things happening between sports, carnival. Benny, what else do you have coming up?
Well, what's passed already is my birthday. April 16th is my birthday. That's why April is as dope as it is.
You're
you know what I'm
an
saying?
Aries.
I'm an Aries, born and raised, 100%.
Nice.
The one and only sign that all of y'all should be, but I blame your parents for not allowing you to be.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, look. Well, Geminis, where you at? Okay, that's me right here. But no, love to Aries.
Yeah.
Happy belated birthday.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, we, you know, and me and Akon, we have birthday on the same day.
Stop.
So both of us are April 16th.
Two Aries man.
Two Aries man. And this is our 19th year rocking together. You know, for the most part, I've had such an amazing time in the industry. I still DJ for him, but I now road manage and I'm the booking agent for a few other artists, including Rock City, Verse Simmons, Timothy by himself of Rock City, and most notably Jada Kingdom from Jamaica.
Wow.
So, you know, I'm having a great time on the management side of things. And I'm just enjoying every bit of it, man. Every bit of it.
Doing it, and still here in our community doing big things.
Yes, happy belated birthday, Benny D. And during this carnival week, VIPD officers are out in full force making sure everyone's safe and getting guns off the streets. Through what's being dubbed as Operation Python, the Carnival Police Task Force arrested 2 men and recovered a gun. The 2 charged are identified as 27-year-old Tevin Peters and 21-year-old Javonte Benjamin. According to police, members of the multi-agency violent offender task force were conducting traffic enforcement around Reimer Highway around 5 p.m. on Monday. Officers directed the driver of a vehicle with too dark of tint and no front plate to pull over. But that driver, who police say turned out to be Peters, refused and almost hit an officer while speeding away. Officers chased them down. Eventually, the passenger, Benjamin, jumped out of the vehicle and ditched a bag. That bag, according to VIPD, had a firearm and multiple magazines. Both men were arrested. Peters is facing charges including assault, reckless endangerment, and vehicle violations, while Benjamin is also charged with assault, reckless endangerment, and unlawful possession of a firearm. And traffic enforcement through Operation Python also netted a couple of other recent arrests. 22-year-old Kion Joseph is facing a charge of possession of an unlicensed firearm. On Tuesday, during traffic enforcement of the Frenchman's Bay intersection, the task force stopped a car for dark tint and no front plate. The driver, who turned out to be Joseph, pulled over and officers smelled marijuana. They searched his vehicle, found an unregistered handgun. And officers arrested and charged 36-year-old Randolph Marks III after they seized an illegal gun from his vehicle in a similar situation during traffic enforcement along Veterans Drive. He's also facing a charge of possession of an unlicensed firearm. The St. Thomas police chief says they are prepared for Carnival, and VIPD will be using all of its resources during this time to ensure visitors and locals Have a safe and enjoyable carnival. When you stop by the Carnival Food Fair at Crown Bay for Carnival this week, hopefully you got to take an extra peek at how it's set up. That's because some area students designed it. Take a look. These students enrolled in the Architectural Drawing 1 and 2 classes at Charlotte Amalie High School. They designed the layout for the food fair. The unique opportunity, it was a first for students to design the layout for the popular cultural event, which guests enjoyed on April 27th. The instructor says the Department of Tourism Division of Festival organizers asked her class to design a fresh new layout for the food fair, and they were more than excited to accept the challenge. And stay tuned this week. Our Ali Bourne-Vanek was at the food fair, and she's going to have much more on this amazing cultural event Thursday here on USVI News. We are seeing another spike of COVID cases in the territory. The VI Department of Health says several cases of the BA2 variant have been identified in the territory, and that's likely what is leading to the spike we're seeing. According to their latest numbers, there are currently 324 positive cases territory-wide, with 184 on St. Croix, 139 on St. Thomas, and one case right now on St. John. COVID-19 treatments are the next phase of this pandemic, the treatments. So the Biden administration is working to make Pfizer's antiviral COVID-19 pill more widely available. The goal is to ensure every pharmacy in America should be able to get it easily. Here's more on the new plans to make a pill to treat COVID-19 available to millions more Americans.
The Biden administration is taking steps to enable more Americans to get easy access to Pfizer's COVID treatment pill, Paxlovid.
We want to lower the severity of the disease that people get if they get infected, and we want to lower the hospitalizations. We want to lower deaths.
The drug, which has been authorized for high-risk patients as young as 12, has been shown to reduce hospitalization and death from the virus by 90% if taken within the first 5 days of infection.
Treatments like these, vaccines that we have developed, these are the key essential tools that we're going to need to get through the rest of this pandemic.
Now that there's ample supply, the White House wants to make Paxlovid more available to lower-risk patients. Pharmacies can order the antiviral treatment directly from the federal government. In the Virgin Islands, we found only the Walgreens and St. Thomas can dispense Paxlovid, and there are no test-to-treat pharmacy sites in the Virgin Islands where people can get free COVID testing, and if they test positive, can be prescribed free antiviral meds on the spot. So the plan is to change that, to make Pfizer's antiviral COVID-19 pill more widely available.
We expect with this change that we will very quickly get to 30,000, and within the next couple of weeks, I expect us to get to about 40,000 sites.
So as BA2, a subvariant of Omicron, continues to circulate in multiple states and here in the VI, the plan is to expand access to Pfizer's pill for America's pharmacies. The Biden administration secured the purchase of 20 million treatment courses of Paxlovid to get to that goal.
We've got to be ready if Mother Nature throws another curveball at us.
New findings from the CDC show more than half of all Americans and around 3 in 4 children have now contracted the virus. Meantime, the FDA has now approved a treatment for COVID-19 for use in young children. It's the first COVID-19 treatment approved for children under 12. The antiviral drug remdesivir, given as an injection, can now be given to children as young as 28 days, weighing about 7 pounds if the child is hospitalized or at high risk of getting severely sick. This comes as the number of new COVID-19 cases among U.S. children grew nearly 12% last week from the week prior. California lawmakers are considering a bill to make the standard work week 32 hours instead of 40. Wouldn't that be great? If it becomes law, it will apply to workers and companies with 500 or more employees. And at the same time, there's a global push to have more companies adopt a shorter work week. Elise Preston explains.
Patton Hindle works from home for Kickstarter, a crowdfunding site that helps new businesses raise money. Now the company is starting its own new project, changing its employee work week from 5 days to just 4.
Across the board, we're seeing within the company that people are very happy.
Hindle says working 32 hours a week and having an extra day off gives her more quality time with her stepson.
And so instead of me coming back here and sitting down and working, I was able to actually come back, watch a movie, spend time with him, and give him the attention and love that he really wanted.
Kickstarter is part of a pilot program with dozens of other companies testing this new model for 6 months. Joe O'Connor is CEO of 4-Day Week Global, which is running the program. Their research has shown 78% of employees with a shorter week are happier and less stressed, and 63% of businesses find it easier to attract and retain talent.
It's had an enormous transformative impact on people's lives in terms of improved well-being, improved work-life balance, reduced stress and reduced burnout.
A Denver company that adopted a 4-day work week saw productivity stay the same, and that's what leaders at Kickstarter are expecting.
People think that productivity is a function of just hours worked, and it really isn't. It matters how focused people are, how engaged they are at work.
What are you hoping happens after this 6-month pilot? Do you want it to stick around? Do you want it to go back to a 5-day work week?
That's a great question. I think you know the answer.
I gotta ask.
we definitely want it to stay around.
Patton is far from alone. In a survey, 92% of workers support the idea of moving to a 4-day work week.
In Iceland, most employees have a 4-day work week. Last month, Belgium announced workers can opt to work 4 10-hour days.